I got it. Okay, guys. So one of the reasons for these trainings is for us to talk about and share what we've used for success. And a lot of the times it has to do with techniques, right? Like what to say to somebody on the phone, what to say when they say, oh, it costs too much money, how to handle things that come up, techniques. But that's not the only thing that Seema and I have used for success. We definitely have set visions, and one thing that I'm thinking about right now is that one of the things that we've done is drawn out the realities that we want. We've done this with many things. We've done this with our house. We've done this with our rank. I've done this in other areas of my life. And has anybody else done something like this? One time I wrote a check to myself. I needed to move into a loft to move my gym from a apartment to a bigger space in downtown LA. And at the time I needed $5,000 and I didn't have it. And I needed it in 2 weeks. So I wrote a check to myself, and somehow, I don't even remember how, but I was able to create that money. Has anybody done stuff like this? A letter to myself from the future. Exactly, Alexis. So being able to envision ourselves as we would like to be harmonized, being able to envision ourselves in the reality that we are going towards is necessary for us to be in that reality. Our reality is a collection of choices that we've made. So when you guys look around your room right now, literally everything in the room, like everything. I'm looking at a plant, I'm looking at a picture frame, I'm looking at this thing right here, which is like 15 years old. Like it's a little muscle release thing. Everything in your guys' room is there because you created it. You've pulled that into your reality. And there was a starting point for that. And a lot of times we're pulling things into our reality unconsciously, right? So when we make the decision to actively pull things into our reality, and maybe pull's the wrong word, right? Actively harmonize with new realities. That's when we have choice, a little bit more control even. And I don't know if control's the word, but if we're here on this call, we're here because of this business, because of this Purium business. And within Purium, we have a gamified set of income ranks. I should maybe not just income, but responsibility ranks that we are going through. And it's gamified because there's levels. And the better that we are as the character, as ourself going through this business, the higher level we get to. And we all are at a certain rank right now. And for every single one of us, there's a rank in front of us. And our ability to harmonize with that rank is up to it's up to us. It's up to us to design that reality. And an easy way to do that is to simply just intend. I desire to be a diamond. There's a quote. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. It says, a dream written down with a date becomes a goal. I'm going to read this quote later. There's 3 lines to it. So what I'm getting at is we're all going to write down, we're all going to paint or draw our next rank achievement. And I just want to share with you guys a couple pictures. So this one, I couldn't find. So Seema and I used to draw. So when we were diamond, I think maybe even before diamond, we would draw a picture of, it was like before a pic. No, maybe, I don't know. I think it was before I was diamond. Maybe Seema was already diamond, but we would draw diamonds on a whiteboard. And I have, this is the only thing I could quickly find today, was this picture right here. You can see back here. How do I get over? There's a little picture of a diamond here. There's probably another one on this whiteboard somewhere, but on this whiteboard, we used to draw pictures of a diamond, and this was in our bedroom. And so we had, the first diamond we drew was black, because it was just black was the marker. And then we eventually went and we got colored markers, and we would draw a green diamond and then a blue diamond. Like once we hit green diamond, then we would each have our own diamond colors, right? I remember like I was drawing a certain color, Seema was drawing a certain color. It was a blue diamond. And then I forget when we actually moved out of that apartment, but we're in an apartment. We're splitting it with a roommate. And actually, it was Seema's apartment. I was kind of just like freeloading in her apartment, but it wasn't the greatest apartment. It was in Culver City, and we were drawing like little pictures of ourselves. So what I did is I went and got the compensation plan, and I want you guys to look at what the next rank looks like. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the compensation plan. You guys should actually pull up, go to isharepurium.com if you guys are able to, isharepurium.com. And there's, here, I'm going to do it right now. So on this, our opportunity website on isharepurium.com, there's the compensation plan. And I use these drawings. Okay. So look at how these diamonds are made, right? And I've got an idea for director and executive. So just give me 1 second. And you guys might like, this is what the drawing for director is. If you guys like a director's chair, if you guys have a better image for director, then that's fine. But if you're just starting this business and you're like, I want to be a director, this is something very easy that you can draw. So if you guys just Google director's chair line drawing, this will pop up. Executive, I really don't, the closest thing, does anybody have any idea what an executive would be? I think I just came up with like a tie, but that's not my favorite image of executive. But if you guys have any other image of what you think would represent an executive for you, just draw it on a sticky note or a piece of paper. We're going to do this right now. I'm going to leave this one up, the diamonds and the crowns. And I want you guys all to draw your next rank. And if it's a color, try and find a color and like look at how these are made and try to get as precise as possible. I even remember using a ruler on our whiteboard. So let's do that right now. Whatever your next rank is. And as you're doing this, try to put some feeling into it. Missed out on Mallory's story. Anyways, here's all of our drawings. And okay, I have more to say now. So some of you guys might love this. I do, because I've already proved to myself this stuff works. Your guys' brain might be like putting radars off and saying like, this doesn't work. And you might have proof, right? You might have proof of times in your life where you set out to do something and you failed, which is great. I mean, that's great. However, what we want to do in order for this to be successful is to kind of forget those times in your life and remember the times that these things did work, and start figuring out what you did in order for that to work. So there's many times in my life where I intended to do something and it didn't work out. I was just telling Seema the other day that I was the reason for two failed businesses. I was the partner that came in to two businesses. One we lost $200,000 on. Another one we lost like a year of time. And the $200,000 one we lost like a year of time. But I was like the guy that we brought in, and I distracted the team, and we lost in business. So like, I've had failures before. You guys have had failures. We want to like forget about those. But I do remember one time where I was on a hockey team and we lost every single game except for one season. And then at the beginning of the next season, if you guys have heard me talk about like when I was 19, I started meditating and getting into all this stuff. Well, this is when I was around that age in college. And so then the second year in college, I just decided to write down in my notebook, like, we're going to win nationals this year. And then that year we won every game except we lost one, and we won nationals. And so I always remember that, because there's no reason why we should have went from a last place team in the division to national champions the next year. Did it have to do with me writing it down in the notebook? I don't know. It could have. But for me, I just make that true. And I sort of have this like wizard in a pen. And I just imagine that and I harmonize with it. Now what we're going to do, guys, so back to the quote that I'm going to put in the chat. I'm going to do that right now. So this isn't an exact quote. I changed a couple words, but I couldn't really find out who made it because everybody changes words in this. So I don't really know where it originated from. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. So you guys know what we're going to be doing on this picture, right? We're going to be putting a date on it next. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. Then we're going to be talking about the plan. A plan backed by action makes your dream your reality, right? So the name of this training is painting our realities, right? Like how to paint your reality. So we just drew something. It's not as simple as just drawing it, right? So now we really have to think about when. And a big thing with creation is, even though we're writing a date on this, we do need detachment from all of this. So having acceptance that however I'm intending is going to work out, it's going to work out however it works out, and that's best for me. So as soon as we we can even burn these. All right, that's ultimate detachment. Is we set an intention, we want to release it. Okay, because it's going to work out however it is, and that attachment, that wanting of it is going, we want to get out of the vibration of want, right? We don't want to be in the vibration of I wish I could have that. We want to be in the vibration of having it. All right. So while we're doing this, we're in the vibration of having it. And then we want to kind of just release. It's going to work out however it is. But when do you think that you can? So we're not going to put a date yet, guys. Who here drew something? I want you to raise your hand. Who here drew something and knows exactly what it takes to get to that point? Somebody raise your hand. Besides Seema. Julie, what's the rank that you drew and what qualifications does it take to get there?
Blue diamond.
What does it take?
3 executive legs, 50,000 points.
What else?
A lot of work.
And how much personal volume?
For me,
How much personal volume for you to be Blue Diamond?
100.
Yeah. JP, I guess it's the same thing, right? So anybody else?
Correct. Same thing.
Yeah. So you guys write down really lightly next to your picture the steps, the steps, the goal next to it. I'm going to share with you guys another picture. You guys see this? How do I get in? How do I zoom? All right, you guys see this? Not only do we have look at this is before Alyssa was diamond. She's now a blue diamond. Well, you guys see, this isn't my handwriting, this is Seema, but she's going in her downline and these sticky notes go all the way down of people and what our intentions were for them. And this was all based on conversations with them. So after you have conversations with your team, writing down what they said they would get to is going to not only it's you supporting them, but also what's the quote? If you want to go somewhere fast, go by yourself. If you want to, I am totally butchering this. You want to go somewhere far?
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you're going to go far, go with the
team. Yeah. So you need to write down. So you guys can redo this later, but you're going to need to write down not only what you need, but Julie said she needs 3 executives to be Blue Diamond, right? So then you got to break it down into steps. Who are the executives? Same thing with director. If you guys just started and you're like, how do I get to director? Talk to your upline. Okay. Because it really only takes widen your reach, 3 customers this week, 3 customers next week, and you're a director. $700-800 made starting of a business, starting of a 6-figure, 7-figure business. It starts with director. Okay. And if you're like designing, like we have on the sticky notes, other people getting to executive, we want to make sure that they know how to get to their next rank, but not only that they know how, that they're choosing. We want them choosing for themselves, not us choosing for them. That's a different training, but we definitely don't want to call up people and say, hey, you need to get to this rank. You can do it. When are you going to do it by? It's not necessarily how we lead. There's a whole strategy to that to support people in what they want. So back to the quote, a dream written down with the date becomes a goal. So we have goals, right? So you guys can think about, so first you want to think about the steps necessary to reach that goal. Like what is the steps necessary to reach that rank? And then you can start determining the date. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. Once you have the steps, now you have a plan. You're going to do this. You're going to call your team. You're going to ask them if they want to go forward. You're going to support them. You've got running buddies now. A plan backed by action makes your dream reality. So in order for your picture to become a reality, there's a plan, and the plan needs to be followed through successfully. Okay. Now here's one of the most important words in here is action, because action means different things. The action needs to support the plan, because we can go all day looking on Instagram for ideas for reels and then making the reels. We can go all day doing that. We can go all month doing that, guys. But if that's not actually the plan, if that doesn't support the plan, then you're just doing action for no reason. So we do need to harness our life force energy and focus on the plan and make sure that we're doing action and start thinking about what it is we need to do that's going to be the correct income producing activity. And this is going to be different for everybody, guys. Daily method of operations is individual. Some of you have a lot of people in your funnel and need to start following up with them. Some of you have no people in your funnel and have no idea how to put people in your funnel, have no friends, have poor relationships with your family, and you're like, what do I need to do? And you literally have to start over, which is absolutely fine. We get to start over every single day. Every single time our eyes open from our pillow, we get to start over. It's a new day. It's a new you. Talk to your enroller. There's ways to find people with problems. It's just about putting yourself in the correct marketplace. Some of you guys would, benefit from going to a park and talking to people. Some of you guys love chatting to people, and everywhere you go, you make friends. So then maybe your DMO is to get a class pass membership and go to a different yoga studio or Pilates studio or CrossFit gym every single day, shake hands, make friends, meet the owners of different studios. And that's what you do to put your plan in action if you have a funnel that needs to be filled. Some of you guys have to connect with your downline. Some of you guys have to teach your downline to do some of the things that I just said. But all of this is about breaking down what you just envisioned on that piece of paper, breaking down the steps necessary for you to get there and making a plan that is going to successfully allow those steps to come true. So when we think about mindset, this seems like a mindset thing, right? When we're writing down, when we're drawing a picture, seems like a kind of like a silly self-help kind of thing. But this is real. This is what CEOs do. This is what boards of corporations do. They write down their intention. They write down a date. They write down the steps necessary to achieve that goal by the date. And then they figure out a plan of action for the hundreds of thousands of people that they have at their disposal, I should say, that they have hired, not at their disposal, that they have hired to help this happen. That's what the people getting paid the most money in corporations are doing. They're doing these exact steps. And if we want to get paid like a CEO, if we want to be the CEO of our business, this is what we have to learn how to do. And so writing down the picture is one thing, and we need to follow it up with the list of steps and an action plan. A DMO is a daily method of operation. So if you guys are lost, this is a great thing to go to your upline and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. I have this idea and I have this idea. I'm not, and then you start the conversation from there. I like to tell people in network marketing, it's up to us to manage not just our downline, but not just our relationship with our downline, but the relationship with our upline as well. And I learned this from being in LA, finding mentors and having people help us. When I was younger, I used to call them golden nuggets for some reason. These were people that were very, very successful, willing to help out a kid. I moved to LA in my 20s, and I used to call these like older people golden nuggets. And it was my responsibility. I took it upon myself to develop relationships with people that would mentor, give advice, give money, give If I needed a storage unit, I have a storage unit because I've managed relationships with people that were in a position of power and had things that I needed. Moving from Michigan to California is difficult. It's a whole different world, and it's hard to do it alone. And it's the same situation that we're all in. If you guys are a director right now, thinking about being a crown is a crazy world. It's a new environment. But there's people in your upline that know how to get to where you need to go. And we want them to want to help you. Like, you want them to want to help you. And people in your upline are going to want to help you if you're taking initiative, if you have a plan of action and you're just basically saying, these are my ideas. Can you help me achieve them? As opposed to just, not doing anything or just kind of wandering or expecting them to reach out to you. Guys, if somebody's in your upline, that means that they enrolled you. That means they're enrolling other people. You're not their youngest child, all right? You're not their baby. They're enrolling many, many, many people. So if you want help from your upline, be in action, be responsible, ask specific questions, have your own ideas already. Go to them with solutions, go to them with specific problems. Make it easy for them to help you. And it's easy if somebody in my downline knows exactly where they're going, it's easy for me to help them, right? But if you don't know where you're going, it's very, very difficult for anybody to help you go somewhere that doesn't exist. Seema, do you want to talk about Wednesday?
Yeah, I wanted to add something to what you said about the upline. Before I joined Purium, I was briefly in another company just because I didn't even know it was network marketing. I thought that I sell this product, I make money, I needed money. I was like, I'll sell it. But anyways, I wanted to make $1,500 in the other company. And I spoke to my mentor. He was like the main upline in the whole company. And I even went to their national convention, and it was like an arena, like with over 5,000 people. So he was like the main guy in the company. And I said, hey, Jamil, I want to make it to the next level. And he said, do this assignment and finish the assignment. When you're done with the assignment, come back and I'll help you how to move forward. So guess what happened? I never finished the assignment. I got busy. I had to pay rent. I got busy. I never finished the assignment. And then something happened and my client was gone. So now I needed more money. And I went back to him and I'm like, hey, Jamil, like literally for real, right now, I'm going to take it seriously. Like, what do I do? And he ignored me. And I felt so heartbroken. I was like, why is my upline ignoring me? And I never really got it. But a few months later, after I switched to Purium, and him and I still talk sometime. I'm trying to cross recruit him, but anyways, he can. He's like the big guy over there. But he said, I never spoke to you again because you never finished the assignment. And the only way for me to work with you is if you finish the assignment, if you actually get to work. So when I was in Purium, I changed my mind completely. And I said, you know what, if I want to get to the next level, I got to complete all the assignments that Leslie Zand, that the company's doing. I got to finish all the assignments that they're giving us. I got to finish the mini marathon. I got to finish all these assignments because that's the way to get to the next level. And that's the way to get the attention of your upline. If your upline sees that you're working and that you're committed, and then you're not a talker, you're a doer. If you're a doer, your upline is going to work with you. Trust me, 100%. So if you want support, become a doer. Do before you ask for help. And then once they see that you're doing, you're going to get their support. Be a doer. Don't be a talker. And ever since, I just completely became independent. I finish all the assignments, and I know that if I want the company to do anything that I want, I have to do it first. I wanted the whole company to have boards, because it was so easy with the messages, with the scripts to find information. I want the whole company to have boards. but I couldn't just talk about boards. I had to do boards. And I have to share it with you guys first. And I have to do it. And I had to create all the folders. And I had to create all the folders. I created all the folders for the corporate. The whole corporate boards, it was done by me. So that's why you see a bunch of like repetition, because I had to be a doer. So then when I did it, I presented to the company and the company accepted. So same thing with you guys. You want anything to be done that you want, you got to do it first, because we lead by example. So I want to share with you guys, moving forward, every single Wednesday, we're going to have Wellness Wednesdays. Wellness Wednesdays in Santa Monica. It's at Lucy's apartment upstairs across the water, 6:30 to 8. Every single Wednesday, we're going to have a happy hour. It's going to be amazing and it's straight to the point. You can find the flyer in Slack in the Facebook group, Wellness Wednesdays. We're going to have superfoods, power shake, can't beat this. And we're going to talk about gut health, and we're going to do a circle, and we're going to straight up talk about ULT. We used to do this before. That's how I got to Crown. I used to do I used to call them meetups, AJL meetups. You guys remember AJL meetups? They used to happen 3 times a week, and that's how I got to Crown. So if you live in the LA area, make sure that you invite as many people as possible every single Wednesday. Our events before the pandemic, we had over 50 people that Amy Banner requested to come to our events, because we had over 50 people sitting in the floor, sitting everywhere, because we didn't have enough chairs. It was somebody in those, was somebody that day that Amy came? I don't think any of you guys were there. Amy came to one of them because she used to look at our pictures. We have 50 people every week in the living room, tiny little place. But we're bringing them back, okay? Because now the whole COVID restrictions over. Now we can all meet in person, and we're doing them in Santa Monica every single Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, 6:30 to 8. And we're gonna start that community and the momentum again. So make sure you utilize the event. Straight up Purium. We're not getting distracted with anything. It's straight up Purium community. And we might be having, actually have to confirm it with this raw. I'm thinking of a super Saturday. So one time a month, a super Saturday at our house. And this is only for brand partners. So it's going to be a great way to funnel people from the Wellness Wednesday to the super Saturdays, because they're going to love the community. They're going to want to be part of the community. And then on every first Saturday of the month, we meet only brand partners, super Saturday. We do a potluck. We talk about training. We brainstorm. We visualize our next goal. And it's going to be awesome. So the FOMO, it's real. Okay, so share on your Instagram, share your events, share what you're doing, because people want to be part of it. And that's how we got to the next level. Okay, with this event, so we're bringing them back.
And you guys could have your own event. So you can come see ours. We can give you the plan, and you can talk about it with your enroller or, somebody in your upline, including us. We want you guys, the reason why she's sharing this is because this is what helped us. Seema, what rank were you when you started doing this event?
I was a diamond. I started doing the events 2 times a week, and I rank advanced to green with the events. And then I wanted to get to the next one, so I started doing 3 times a week, and I rank advanced to blue, and then I double ranked from blue to red, and 20 days later I hit crown.
So I just want to clarify, it was 2 times a week you were hosting it, and then she stimulated one of her brand partners to start them as well. So then she was going over to that. And that's the whole thing, guys. This is how network marketing originally was. There were living room meetings. Okay. And this still exists.
Without chairs. We were sitting in the floor, because we didn't have chairs.
So the living room meetings is how network marketing spreads. People love them. They loved to come, drink power shake. It was can't beat this as well. And this is something you guys can do in your town. And what ends up happening is, there were times where Seema was doing it and nobody showed up, including me. I didn't show up to all of them. She was there alone. Then the next week she would come back and then come back and then come back. And eventually people started signing up. They started wanting to be a part of this and they became brand partners. And then now there's an event for her brand partners to bring people. And then her brand partners bring people. And so this is how everything starts, guys. You know, the Facebook group that you're in, HJL Business, that started with one member. Now there's hundreds. Okay. So whatever you guys, if you guys want to go from director to Royal Crown 2, there's going to, you know, there's an opportunity. If you don't live in Los Angeles, you can't use this event. Brainstorm on how you can get a space, even if it's outdoors at a park, to start doing this near you. There's also spaces that you can rent, probably for $30 an hour, that you can have like an empty room easily.
Or you can do a restaurant. Find a juice bar, find a restaurant, pick a date during the week when there's not many customers, so they're more open to give you a table for 10. That's how I started too. I used to go to a restaurant Mondays for breakfast, okay? Monday for breakfast. And everybody sat on a table for breakfast. Everybody just literally order a cup of coffee. And we sat on a table and we say, hey, let's have a breakfast together. Monday at 8 a.m. we're meeting at this restaurant. Every Monday we're meeting at the juice bar for breakfast. Just come over before work, just drop in. We get to start the day with some mindfulness. And everybody sat on the table. We had a table for 10 and usually we kept on adding tables. We had like 15. Once everybody had their breakfast, their cup of coffee or their juice, we went around the table and we started to share a few words of who we are. What, you know, if you were in the business, you say, I joined this business, this small and go, no, I created a side income. Now I can pay for rent, whatever. We went around the circle. And then that was it. Everybody had their own independent tab. And we did that because we didn't have a space. We didn't have a living room. We didn't have a house. So we picked a juice bar. I've done them at Creation. Remember, Raw? We used to go to Creation too in Santa Monica because I didn't have a place. So I just invited a bunch of friends at a juice bar. And everybody just ordered their own thing. And we talked about ULT.
And you don't have to pay for everybody. They can pay for their own thing. And that's how Jamil did it too, right? Seema, that guy, guys, when we're talking about an arena and the guy that's speaking for the entire company was this guy, Jamil. And he used to have, tell him, Seema, like it was a meeting every week at a restaurant, right?
Every week, every Monday at a restaurant. And he was the top guy.
And like, that's how you got recruited.
Yes.
You got invited to this restaurant.
Yeah, I got invited. My friend said, just come with me. And I said, oh, well, I got stuff to do. And she's like, just come with me. Let's go grab something. Let's just go grab some food. And I was like, okay, whatever. Let's just go. And I ended up in this table. And before I walked out, I was already signed up to the business. And that's how I ended up at Purium. Okay. If it wasn't for that moment, I wouldn't be here. Okay, so before I walked out of the door, I was already signed up. I had no idea what I got myself into. None. I didn't even know it was network marketing. All I knew is that if I sell these products, I make money. I needed money at the moment. And then that's when my customers say, is this an MLM? And I said, let me just go ask my friend. I was like, hey, is this an MLM? And then I called my customer and I said, yes, it's an MLM. I was so excited. And because I didn't know anything. I didn't know it was like any connotations with it. But it's so powerful. So you don't need to have a restaurant. I mean, a living room of a big venue space. You could just invite a bunch of friends to have juice or breakfast or whatever, or even sit in a circle at the beach. We used to just sit in circles at the beach, you know, the green area in Santa Monica, that the grass is really nice. And we're like, oh, we're having a circle. We're going to have superfoods. We're going to talk in a circle. Just come over. And then you invite your friends. You're like, hey, let's go to a circle. Okay. So you don't need a sound bath and all these like really special things that are not duplicatable by your team. Okay. Do it simple. Keep it simple so it's duplicatable. Awesome. This Wednesday, I hope to see you guys there. Even if you don't have a guest, still show up, because when you're showing up, the universe is going to support you because you're keeping the container open and you're showing up. If you're not showing up, no, don't expect somebody else to show up for you or with you. Okay. I remember Melissa Castillo, when she signed up, she used to show up every single Thursday. Melissa Castillo showed up by herself. And I was like, one day she's going to show up with somebody and she's going to start building her business. In the meantime, Melissa, show up alone. And she ended up showing up alone. She used to sit in the corner by herself because she had no friends, in the corner, in the couch. And then all of a sudden, she got the courage to invite a friend. And then she got the courage to invite a friend. And then that friend brought another friend. And then she started building her team. And now she's a red diamond. Okay, she started coming to the event by herself, trying to, ease her way in, learning what to say, listening to stories. And then eventually she got the courage to invite someone. So show up, even if you're alone, because you can create content. You take pictures, you do a live, you live the whole thing on Instagram, right? You're making noise. So make a lot of noise. All right, guys, Lucy's call is happening right now. Make sure that when you grab this, pin it, put it into, we used to put it on front of our bed. Okay, so when we went to sleep, instead of having a TV, we had our drawings. Okay, so every time I will open my eyes, first thing I did in the morning, I opened my eyes and I looked at my diamonds and I looked at my crowns. So put it in a place, whether it's in the mirror. So every morning when you wake up and you go brush your teeth, you look at this and you close your eyes and you feel how it would feel to be a crown. You got to feel your way to crown. You got to feel your way to crown, because that's how you create and manifest, through feeling. Okay, emotions are the engine of a reality. So you have to use your emotions and you got to feel your way to crown. Does that make sense? You got to feel it, because when you feel it, you become a vibrational match, because our emotions are vibrations. So you got to become vibration. So you tap in to the vibration of crown, but you got to figure out how to feel. And what I did is that I looked at magazines from Purium, and I don't want to hold you guys up. So if you want to go, you can go. But I contacted somebody in our upline called Daniel. He's probably 10 levels up. Okay, so none of you guys know it. I don't even know him by face. All I know is that I contacted Lucy and I said, Lucy, you got to put me in touch with one of the oldest brand partners in this company that has flyers or magazines from back in the day when we had a royal crown. And Lucy said, great, I'm going to give you this guy's name. His name is Daniel. He's part of our upline. So I texted Daniel and then I called him. I'm like, hey, Daniel, I am part of your downline. I'm very, very deep on your leg. But I need some magazines and some information from Purium back in the day when we had a royal crown. So he grabbed it and he shipped me a notebook. I'll show you guys. Here we go. He shipped me this. He shipped me this book. You see how old this is? And I grabbed this thing and I opened it. Look, Purium used to send CDs for prospecting. Okay, if you had a potential customer, you can give them a CD. And I grabbed this and I started breaking down and I said, I gotta feel my way to crown. How do I feel my way to crown? So I grabbed, we used to have a fast start training guide with the compensation plan and all that stuff, but I was interested in looking at the royal crown. Okay, I was interested in this magazine because I saw it somewhere. So I wanted a magazine. And I went inside the magazine and they used to have the rising leaders and instead of having a blog, right, it was always a magazine. But in one of the pages, it was all about the new royal crown in the company. And I said, okay, I got to start dressing like this royal crown. I got to start talking like this royal crown because I want to be a royal crown. So I read her article. Sorry, I'm trying to look at Ian Farrar back in the day. So funny, he looks almost the same, right? If you guys know Ian. Here she is. Crown achievement. You see crown and achievement? She's been the only royal crown in Purium in the whole history of Purium. And she said, get rid of the word try. Life happens. Chaos will always exist, but get rid of those excuses and press on. Dream like crazy, but then do the small daily activities that will help you make that happen. If you want to become a royal crown, think and act the way a royal crown acts. When you act in that way, the universe can respond to you. If you tell yourself that you will do X, Y, and Z, when you become crown, you never will. So if you tell yourself that you will if you tell yourself that you will do X, Y, and Z, when you become a crown, you never will. You got to do those things now. You got to do what the crowns do now. Because if you say, when I'm a diamond, I will do this, you will never be a diamond. When I'm a green diamond, I will do this and this and this, you will never be, because you got to be now. You got to do the things crowns do now. So super inspired. I read her whole article, you know, it's her family and everything. And then guess what? 30 days later, I went to green. 90 days later, I was a crown. Like, I loved her dress. Look at her hair. You know, sometimes I do my hair like this. You guys see me on Instagram, right? Sometimes like I do that. Like today I tried, right? Like it's a little curly. Look. Okay, because I want to act like a royal crown. Like I don't like doing my hair. I like it comfortable, you know, whatever. I just shower and that's it. But then I want to feel like being a royal crown. And that's what we got to do. We got to do it now. I'm not going to do my hair when I become royal crown. I'm going to do my hair now. Okay, so just some words of inspiration. Just become it now. Would a royal crown show up to a mini marathon? Yes. Would a mini marathon do what she says that she's going to do? Yes. Would a royal crown show up to all the Purium training? Yes. So it's really up to you. Okay, lead from the future and act on the now. Live like you are that. All right, guys. It's a little story. Any takeaways?
All right. So thank you for that, Seema. I don't see anybody raising their hand, but I do see thank yous in the chat. So if you guys want to attend Michael and Lucy's call, the link's right there. Just make sure you know the password is 1234 before clicking on the link. I'll leave it there for a few more seconds and then end this room. Seema.
Yeah, we have to go.
Sally wants to know what her name was.
Brandy. I'll send you the link. I'm going to take a photo of that page in the magazine and I'm going to put it on the Facebook group. Guys, listen to her on YouTube. Find all of the content that she's created. She's literally in the beach in one of her YouTube videos. She's like, hey guys, you know, you want to transform your health? Like literally in her bikini. And she's smiling. Like she's always smiling. She never stops smiling. She's like, you want to help a few people feel better and just like live their best life? Like, you guys need to try this. And she's always smiling with so much energy. And like in all of her videos, like she's just like being herself, smiling with so much energy. And that's how she got to a royal crown, by smiling to everyone. And I try it. Some days I tell myself, I'm going to smile to every single person that comes across me at the beach, anywhere. And I literally look at people and I'm like literally I just smile and then they smile back. Literally try it. Try to smile to every single person you come across and you're going to see how many people smile back at you. Try it. Like make it a habit to smile to everyone, talk to everyone.
I have a personal practice of smiling every single room that I enter. Guys, when you enter, if you're in a room and somebody enters the room, almost 100% of the people look. So that's your first impression. It's not when you talk to the people, it's when you actually enter the room. So entering with high energy is it'll change your life, it'll change your business. Cody, do you have something to say?
I was just gonna pair that up and just, yeah, like when I walk into a room, I've been told that I take the energy out of a room. And I think it's because of the way your shoulders are up, back, chest open, you're smiling, and having that energy will transform your business. So,
Wait,
and it's a
you
great,
take the energy out of a room?
no, I mean, I bring, I know, you know what I mean?
Add
Like,
energy.
yeah,
You do. That's what Leslie Zan says. She says, dress to her mom. She says that her mom used to say, dress to complement a room. And it's the same thing with your energy. You want to add lively, loving energy to every room that you go in. Yeah, Cody, when you show up, everyone smiles. And that's amazing.
I mean, try it. Like yesterday, we were at the beach. Literally, we were sitting at the beach. Rob was reading, and I say, I'm just gonna smile to everybody that walks by. And while Rob was reading, every person that walked by with their bag and like their chair, their beach chair, I'm like, I just smile. And like they all smiled back at me. I was like, damn, this game is awesome. Literally, like these girls that were walking so serious, like mad serious. They looked at me and they smiled and they kind of winked at me. You know, they smiled and they winked, and I was like, smiles are powerful. And this is why Brandy made it to Royal Crown. She just smiled at everyone.
All right, we got to go. We're going on way too long. There's another love fest happening on Michael and Lucy's call. You guys can go over there. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Besitos.